want you to take a minute and remind yourself who the fuck you are. You're an achiever. You're a visionary. You burn the rule book and you've made your own rules. You are a powerful creator. You're worthy of an overflowing bank account. You deserve more money than you know what to do with. You're also worthy of hot sex and a life that feels like a vacation. You're a fun, bad bitch, and you're capable of having anything you want as quickly as you choose to have it, because you are a topless manifestor. Welcome, I'm Cassie McKenzie, and I'm a business coach for lightworkers, coaches, and healers who are here to flip this world fucking upside down. This podcast is for visionaries like you who love to shove your crystals in your bra and laugh your way to the bank. And you're not about to let Mercury retrograde see what's possible or let a full moon take credit for your manifestations, because you have a vision for changing the world, not just inside you, but all around you. And if you're ready to see more clients, money, and freedom manifest into your business and your life at the snap of your finger, then you are in the right place. Let's go topless. Oh my God, I just listened to the intro of this podcast for the first time in over 2 years, and so much has changed, but so much is still the same. Oh my gosh. I am Cassie McKenzie, but I am not the same Cassie McKenzie that recorded that intro 2 years ago. However, oh my gosh, so much has happened. We're going to get into it in here because Lord have mercy, it sure does. Oh, like some of the stories I have will blow your mind. It literally will blow your mind. And I want to take you with me as we literally in real time do exactly what I spell out for you in the intro of this podcast. So let's go. Let me bring you up to speed a little bit. So, the last couple years have been crazy, most especially the last, 8 months since September of, end of September 26th, 2024. And I'm recording this in July, at the beginning of July, 2025. I literally have not gone through the type of challenges and trauma, PTSD, grief, loss, but also learned so much in the process of everything that's happened since the end of September. A lot of great thing has happened. A lot of crazy, crappy things have happened. But here's what's real. I almost didn't record this because part of me thought, you should wait until it's polished. Wait until it's perfect. And I've been really procrastinating on this. I've been going back and forth because I know the last episode of Topless Manifestor, it aired, I want to say beginning of 2023. And then I decided to start focusing just on sales and, business content with my I'm Not Salesy podcast, but it really didn't light me up as much as I thought it would. And I've been feeling so called to come back to the manifestation topics, the creation, and, whether you are a believer in God and Jesus and a Christian, or whether you feel uncomfortable saying the word God and want to say the universe. You may hear me say things interchangeably, probably depending on my mood, to be honest. But, that to me, that's not the really important thing. As of today, I don't think that's the important takeaway here. I think the important takeaway is a lot of the other things that are said in between. And so just notice what you're focusing on. Oh my gosh, my freaking computer's going wacko. Anyway, but I have so many stories to tell. I have so many emotions to feel. I know someone out there needs to hear exactly this version of me that's unpolished, that's not prepared, that's just speaking from the heart, completely uncensored, and Sure, there's a lot of people that don't want me speaking uncensored because Lord knows when I disrupt the fantasies, right? But that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to give you the shiny version one of me. I'm going to give you the honest one, the one that's got freaking Thompson's water seal stain all over my hands from staining the pergola in our backyard, where also columns in the front yard, and we did flower boxes and landscaping this weekend because we're preparing to put our house on the market, which is it's really bringing up a lot inside me. But what you're gonna see is I'm gonna tell you everything that's happened. I'm going to tell you how I'm taking myself through it, how I've taken myself in the last 6 to 8 to 9 months through some of the most challenging times I've ever experienced in my life. I'm a mom of 2 kids. I'm married. And in September, our house was flooded through Hurricane Helene. And this past weekend, it's literally brought up a lot of like PTSD around floods and flooding with, I think, just in the last couple of days, there's been 4 major cities that have had this crazy flooding happening in areas where maybe it has flooded in the past. Lots of lives lost, just lots of flash floods and things. In our case, it was Hurricane Helene and storm surge, which if you didn't know, storm surge is not just salt water. It's not just the ocean coming through. It is sewage, shit water coming through your house, backing up through your toilets into your home. The crazy thing to me was just thinking that on September 25th, I was preparing to go away for the couple days to let the storm go by. We've always said we're going to evacuate. Ever since Hurricane Ian went through and we saw like the floods that came through and just the people who were separated. And I looked at my husband, who, crazy enough, his name's Ian too, and he is a little bit of a hurricane. I remember saying to him, like, I never want to be in the situation where our kids are put at risk or put ourselves in a type of situation where, they may get swept away. I would never forgive myself. It would be very, very, very hard to forgive myself in a situation like that, knowing that it was preventable and knowing that we had, advance notice and stuff. And so every year we've always evacuated, including this year. And unfortunately, this year it hit our house. And I just remember the moment that it did, that I realized that it wasn't just our friends' houses down the street that were getting a lot of water, but that it was ours too. And that like literally there was 4 feet of water all around the outside of our house. We got about 1.5 feet inside, but everything was toast. Like you had to throw almost everything away. Anything that touched the water was dangerous. It could have had like diseases and stuff on it. And you had to like do the flood cut the walls 4 feet up all around the whole house. They gutted my bathrooms. They gutted the kitchen. Took all the appliances. Not my dryer. That was like a big old cock tease. Like I had a dryer, but I didn't have a plug for the dryer to plug into. I had no electricity. And I didn't have a washing machine to wash our clothes when we were moved back in after we figured out a solution. We bought a travel trailer and put it in our front yard. And I'll be telling you more about that too. But yeah, we didn't have electricity here from September through to February, March timeframe. We just had like one plug that worked. So I did get a new washer in January and plugged it into that one plug with an extension cord and hung my laundry out to dry in the cold winter weather here. But I was like, fuck it. I'm doing this. I'm washing. I need to. Anyway, this is like, I feel like this is part of the boring part of the story, but maybe you think it's interesting. Anyway, the point is there's been a lot of things. I mean, that's just a small thing. That's a small thing in comparison to everything else that went on. But in this podcast, I really want to bring back the manifestation and the magic and help you, take you along on the journey so you can see how you can do this sort of thing for yourself when you're feeling like adversity, when nothing, in those moments where nothing's going right. Like, it's super easy to be happy and high vibe when things are going well. And it's easy to look around and be like, well, what the hell is wrong with you? To other people. But when things are going kind of shitty, it takes a toll, and you really need to know how to move through that. So I hope to give you that in this podcast, to apply some of the, airy fairy woo woo shit that I taught you in the previous, 200 episodes, but apply it to situations when shit literally hits the fan, right? And also apply it to your business and your life, because, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you have the tendency to have your life become, like your business envelope set. You can't get away from it, right? It's a huge part of your life. So we need to figure out a way to handle that with grace and to make it, to make it something that's not only manageable, but rewarding for you. Okay. So this is the vibe moving forward, and we're going to talk about everything. Nothing's off the table. I've learned so much in the last couple of years, and I feel like I've been on like a fast track MBA for, dealing with shit situations over the last 6 to 9 months. Up to and including marital problems, being on the brink of divorce, having narcissistic parents and in-laws, having, tendencies there. And again, I'm not going to censor myself on my own podcast. So anybody who has a problem with anything that I say should probably change their behavior, because then I won't be bringing it up on the podcast. That's really, how I feel about that. Having people be there to help, but then not there when you really, really, really need it. I've had contractors ghost me after paying them. I've had dealing with the guilt and the trauma and the, oh my gosh, the, what do you call it? Oh, fuck. What's the word? Grieving, grief. Is that the other G word? Guilt and grief. The grief of having to say goodbye to a house you totally love and a life you totally love. Because you're being called to more, but it doesn't make it any easier. I've been crying so much lately over this because we're about to put the house on the market. Whew. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what it's like to move your family from a 1,500 square foot little beach house into an unfurnished apartment where you're laying on the floor watching TV for half an hour at night because it takes an hour and a half to get to school and back, and you're trying to sort your life out after losing everything. Yeah, that's fun. And then on top of that, what it's like to move your family into living in a camper after you've adopted a golden retriever puppy that you committed to prior to the hurricane. Yeah, that would be us. So there's a lot that's gone on. Also, I'll tell you what, people from Wayfair are fucking liars because they make all these commercials about how the freaking furniture is already put together, and it's lies. It's all lies, because when it finally makes it to your house, it's you and a freaking screw you've never seen before in about 100 different directions just to put a table together. Oh my God. I've gotten really good at that. Because once you lose everything in your house, you lose all the containers that all the random shit you've saved for 20 years goes into, right? I mean, hi. Hello. Barbie can't just lay on the floor with a golden retriever that you nicknamed Jaws. But yeah, all of this is coming your way. You're also going to learn what it's like and how to get reimbursed, how to get a flood payment, how to get freaking hundreds of thousands of dollars from your flood insurance. I mean, I didn't get hundreds of thousands, but I manifested the shit out of money over the last 5 or 6 months, but I also put in the work to do it. And we had so many great people donate to us at the very beginning of all of this back in September, which was great because my husband's had been unemployed for like a few months. He got laid off as soon as we got back from a trip, actually got fired from his job the day we got back from going to Europe to take the kids to Greece and Italy. And then also you'll be able to hear not just that story, but also, what we're considering on the next step. Because the question when I tell people we're selling our house is, well, where are you going next? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I literally don't know. And it freaked me out so much in June that it I worked myself up into like super anxiety. I was, it's not a good situation, but I'm going to be totally honest about all the steps of this because I feel like there's all these manifestation coaches out there who try to put like a pretty little bow on everything and tell you everything's fine when it's really fucking not. Like, you've got emotions and you're supposed to feel them. Hi, you're human. You're not a goddamn robot. So I'm going to help you see what came up for me. And maybe you'll see a little bit of that in yourself. And then you'll know how you can work through it. So that's what's on the docket here for the Topless Manifestor podcast. I'm really, really, really happy to be back. I actually considered starting a brand new one called Manifest Your Fuck Yes Life, but it really didn't land. And I really missed the Topless Manifestor. So here we are. We're coming back. One of the greatest lessons in life is you can always change your mind. And here you go. We're changing our minds one podcast episode at a time. So stay tuned for all the great stuff to come. And thank you so much. Please tell 5 friends about us here and what we're going to be doing here. And maybe you can start your own little like book club or podcast club or something and help yourselves through the issues too, with these episodes being an inspiration for you. Okay. And you can find me on Instagram at It's Cassie McKenzie. Come follow me over there. I changed the handle yet again. I'm like tired of the XO shit. Like, honestly, I wish I could change my Gmail address that easily. But here we are. So I changed it on Instagram. I like it. It's Cassie McKenzie. So that's me. And then, I'm going to be dropping a free breath work here for you to opt into. You can start to do every day. I just want to, I got to record it and then I'll put it in the show notes for you. It may be in the show notes if you're listening to this like a couple weeks after it airs or like right when it airs. You may already see it in the show notes, so go down and check that. As of me recording this episode right now, I have not either decided on or recorded the breath work that I want to do because I got certified in breath work and it's really transformational and holy shit, it opens up so much for you. And I just want to make sure it's worth it. If you're going to like opt in and get on my email list, I want to give you like good shit you'll actually use instead of it being like, ugh, like all this other bullshit that people put out there. Like, oh my God, I'm so over it. And we'll get into that too. So anyway, have a great day. Thank you for joining. I invite you to come follow me on Instagram and come listen to the podcast, subscribe to it, tell your friends about it. I'm eternally grateful when you do. And I will see you in the next episode.